let you start.
Just pass the buck right over there.
So I think we took kind of a higher level. So when I think about this process, we kind of have already put the team together, which is you guys went through this huge hiring process, and 5 of the 6 of you are kind of relatively new this year. So I think when we think about it, we didn't go into how we were going to put the team together. We feel like we're in the forming phase with you guys, and this whole leadership training has been a huge piece of that. And so I think what we took away were kind of the higher level stuff that we want to concentrate on as a team, at our level. So with that said, I'll let you go through kind of our thoughts.
So first and foremost, to strive to be genuine, this we think incorporates basically all the characteristics. If you're not genuine, you know, in general, but you're not striving to be genuine, your team's not going to trust you, there's not any passion there. So it goes back to, you know, what Dwayne said, being inspiring, being motivating, but at the end of the day, you have to be genuine.
If you don't have that passion when you have your one-on-ones, if you don't, it's different for everybody, right? I understand that, but if you're not leading at every moment, and then you stand up in front of your team in a regional meeting and be like, woohoo, we're gonna do this. You know, they're sitting there going, you're full of it. I don't even believe you, you know. So
yeah.
It just you gotta always be on. You know, you always have to be that leader, because you never know when they're sitting there thinking, is this the right place for me anymore, right? Or can I do this? Or I've heard all this at the talk and I'm not comfortable. You know, it's always got to be from the heart.
One thing we're going to do, you know, as a leadership team with you guys, and Lauren said we're in kind of this forming, and this meeting is somewhat of a storming phase, is, you know, when Coach T asked us what do we like about ourselves, you know, what we thought, we're going to take the passion, the even keel temperament, the, you know, always looking to do new opportunities better. That's what Dwayne said.
Improve the process.
Yeah, improve the process, incorporate his core values, and fuel this into a strategy that stretches you guys, because you're our team, ultimately. I don't think, you know, I'll get one, I'm trying to jump ahead here. So the next one is provide your vision. Somebody else said this in theirs. I'm talking about both groups. This is a purpose, right? Vision, purpose. It kind of sets the tone, I believe.
And specifically how to get there. So if you tell your team, you know, this is the goal, or you providing this vision for the quarter, or for the year, or this is the grander vision for the company, how they can individually contribute to that. And if it is a big goal, you know, those little things, like if you have one consistent user, but that's an example, but in any way you can help them get there in baby steps. Because sometimes for them, that vision is so far off that they can't relate, right? So whatever you can do to help them kind of bridge the gap from where they are today to kind of get into the bigger picture.
So I think the next point is no one rises to low expectations, right? For us as a group, that was one of the quotes from yesterday that I think kind of resonated with all of us. I mean, we've talked about stretching people, we've talked about moving people to different levels, including ourselves as leaders and as a team within this room. But if we don't set visions and goals and expectations, they're not going to achieve them because they don't know they're there, right? And so it's about making sure that they feel like they're achievable. And we know how this is. I mean, you've got somebody that's 68% to plan, right? And they're 4 weeks to go in the quarter. They're not going to get to plan. That's the likelihood, right? So pushing them and drilling into their head, 100% to plan, 100% to plan. You got 4 days left. You get 100% to plan. You need 172 tests. You do it. You know, that's unrealistic. That's not a measurable goal. That's not something they can achieve. So put something there that they can win on, right? And when I would write, focus plans, it was always, hey, the goal is 100% to plan. However, at this point, we're striving for 85% to plan for the quarter, and this is how you can get there, right?
And I'll piggyback on that. I mean, you guys know, in cardiac DX sales, nobody has low expectations. We don't set them, and we don't have them. However, to Dwayne's point, really dive deep into your GSSs. What do they have expectations for themselves? Is 85% good enough? Is that what they think? If I get 85%, I'm going to make a decent payout, so I'm okay. Really dive deep into them and figure out what is their expectation for themselves.
Even when I think about my team internally, I've had situations where people on my team have gone to someone like Carrie and said, hey, like, do you think you know, Lauren's happy with what I'm doing and blah, blah, blah. And, you know, Carrie's response is like, she just has really high expectations. So she's going to give you like constructive feedback. And I don't take that as an insult. To me, it's a signal that I definitely need to communicate when they're doing well a lot, because we are really busy. But I think that's great, because what I see in them is that they're constantly trying to do better and do the best. And so if you know, provide the positive feedback when it's going well, but also give them tips on how to make things better. What I've seen is some stretching out of my team that I just never, I mean, like, I'm so grateful to have them. I never would have expected that. So, and I'm saying that because it's not only, you know, in the field where it's happening. I definitely think at the home office, especially in the commercial side, you see that same kind of sentiment going on.
And you get to be performing and moving as quickly as possible. Understanding that the storming is a valuable asset, a valuable part of it, but we need to make sure we get to that next level, especially at Cardio DX, to make sure we're not only driving revenue, but you know, the culture is there as well. So bringing on the right people is second to none. They bring positive energy, enhance the collaboration within the team as well as within the company. You want to have them help organizational harmony. You don't want that cancer, even if they're a good sales rep, they may not be right for the team. That's why if you look at this piece in itself in regards to your team dynamic, I look at a resume and that's a ticket to the game. That's the 15% of the hard data or the tangible assets, and the 85% is what I really look at. And that's how you get that organizational harmony, you get the team gel together, because you're looking for something outside the box or outside that normal resume. Again, you don't want a cancer that can disrupt a lot of other things just besides that one territory. And each person has to improve the team. Understanding that each person is going to be different, that's why you hire them. If you want all Tom Leggett's, you can have all Tom Leggett's, but I like that's what I'm saying. The vision will be there, right? The different ideas, the different the intangibles are going to be, you know, singular in nature. So you want to provide a lot of value to the team by diversity,
yeah,
right?
You want to have somebody to challenge them.
And that goes back to this self-inspection and self-assessment. I think that's, you guys brought that up too. I think everybody needs to say, okay, how am I doing now and where do I think I need to be? Because perception is reality. And where we think they are as a team member and as an asset to the organization might be something totally different than where they think they are. And we need to learn that, because that is a definite coaching moment. Unfortunately, I think it's going to happen more than we like. That's a learning moment for us as well. We need to all be on the same page.
Yeah. So, I mean, for us, being leaders where we're at our level, the most important thing, besides revenue generation for the company, obviously, is improving the team. That's within our control that we do. So, based upon the vision, based upon our ability to help our people and make them succeed, we have the ability to sort of cut the time between forming, owning, and performing, based upon our ability to really focus on their needs and their individual needs, and making sure that they understand what the ultimate goal is going to be, which is revenue generation for the company. But this is totally our priority right here. Obviously, we do this by guiding them down the right path, providing guidance, providing knowledge, providing motivation, and talking about the motivation. You know, it's our responsibility to stretch each member, right? But not everybody can be stretched the same way. So we believe that everyone has a different level of malleability, and the way I look at it is attitude divided by discipline equals malleability. Right? I just threw that out there. Thank you.
Impressive.
Yeah. So we're focused on building strengths, you know, work on people's strengths. You know, if there is a cancer or a weakness on the team, obviously we need to address it, but get those strengths, because when you motivate people by working on the strengths, they become a top performer. And there's strength in numbers, so the more people we move to this area, the stronger the team will be, the greater the revenue generation, the greater the team, the greater the company, all is in harmony.
Very good.
Just to put a bow on it, when it comes to building strategies and strengths in people, it's our job to find what their strength is. And then we have to stretch that out of them. And then we also have to inspect what we expect. So if we're expecting them to do something, then we have to make sure as leaders that we're expecting them to do that.
And one of the big benefits of this piece, the last, the bottom, kind of solidifies.
Explain why they're upset, or if they have bad feelings, let that out. Let them vent that so that you can fix the situation.
And that leads us right in, obviously, to our leadership roles. And you have to have a strategy. Otherwise, it's just talk. It's just rhetoric. You have to have a strategy to put in place to help move these individuals and move ourselves as a team through the different processes. So that's important.
and understanding everyone's perception about what is happening in the company as well, so that you can understand what is motivating them as they work for our company, and any fears that they might have, or any positive perceptions that they have, so that they can share those with other people in your company.
Yeah, the important thing in taking a class like this is to remind yourself how important that vision is, and that we set that vision, right? It's done at the top of the company, but we all run small companies on our own. So it's really important that we don't get caught up, because I know I do, get caught up in the day-to-day, just trying to, okay, we talk a lot about numbers, just to bring them back and allow them to see the big picture that we're all working for on a day-to-day basis.
When it comes to passion, I think it's extremely important, and as we continue to grow as a sales force and a sales team, and people get more tenure with company, that we revitalize that passion, that excitement of the test, and what does this test really do in result, not just, it's very easy for our GSSs to get so focused on the numbers, the volume, the different buckets, how are they gonna make their bonus check. We need to rekindle that passion, and that starts with us, and that starts with the leadership team, and driving that passion.
And I think it's important, one of the things that I'm going to be focusing on is stretching my people, not just by, not so much saying go out and work harder, right? But work more efficiently. Let's take a look at each component of what you're doing throughout your day, whether it's targeting or messaging or the implementation of our test. Let's really get into that on an individual basis and figure out how we can make improvements in that area, so that they're working more efficiently.
Do you get more people toward the norming and performing piece? The people that aren't there are going to get dragged there. If you look at any dynamic team, you have the captains, you've got the people that are on the team that buy into Michigans. They're going to say, what are you doing? You're bringing us all down.
Right.
We're all looking bad. Exactly right. So you need that dynamic. The more people you get into the performing side of things, they're going to bring the language up.
Yeah, and I think we have positive people. You have to ask them, hey, you know what, you have a positive about you, and it's contagious. So when you feel the ring kind of going down, I'm going to ask you to drag them in the right direction. Support me as a leader, and people see you that way. I know Dee on my team is like that. She's very positive, and when things start getting down, she'll say, hey, you know what, let's think about this, let's think about the positive. So you have to leverage that energy.
Not just support me as a leader, be a leader yourself.
Exactly.
You've got people out there that want to be there, so step up.